Where's the other half? Of course. You couldn't take the picture? Yeah, really.
Would somebody arrest that woman? We're going to open up with a cheer with the 3 cheerleaders. Here we go.
All right. Got it. Top of it. Yes. Ready, set. 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? Stand the Century Man. Give me an S. Give me a T. Give me an A. Give me an N. That's the way we spell it. There's a way we yell it. Stand the Century Man.
Now, it is my honor and privilege, and I mean this, to present the Mayor of Carefree, Arizona, Les Peterson.
Thank you, Norm. Just sit down and be comfortable.
You get all the
Stanley,
people.
congratulations. You have to give us your secret.
Stan, the mayor is talking to you. The mayor is
That's
talking
all right. He
to
wants to face the people that came to celebrate with him. Stan, we have a proclamation. We are declaring in retrospect September 11th to have been Stan Lowther Day, and we're celebrating it today, the 19th of September. And I'd like to read this to you. And then we have a bag of things that are treasures that we found in the town offices, filling this bag. There's, I think, a coffee mug and a number of other things like that. Valuable, each one of them a keepsake. Let me read the proclamation and then we'll give this to you. Whereas the town of Carefree is a community which acknowledges that the history and long-term residence of Stan Lowther as a special resident of the Carefree community, coming all the way down here from the Pacific Northwest, walking up here every day to the town center, talking to everyone that he passes and bringing joy and smiles into their life. Whereas the town of Carefree is a community which encourages its citizens to maximize their personal involvement and participation in the community by giving of themselves wholeheartedly and with total effort, commitment, and conviction to their family, friends, and community. Now, therefore, I, as mayor of the town of Carefree, and on behalf of all of the residents of Carefree, do hereby proclaim September 19, 2017, today, to be Stan Lowther Day, with all the honors and incentives which this proclamation incurs. I think all of those are contained in this bag. In honor of his contributions to the Carefree community, in witness whereof we affixed the official town seal and signed it, the town clerk, Candace French. I have signed it, and if I might give this to Gina, perhaps she can give it to Stan, and we have some copies of these to send to all of your family. So, thank you, Stan, for being a member of our community.
That is something. Oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you. My gosh. Oh, that's wonderful.
Stan, you want the microphone?
This is wonderful. This is wonderful. I can't help it. I don't understand this. I was nothing but an Oregon logger. Yeah. Oh my goodness. It was nothing but an Oregon logger. I owned a sawmill in Benton County. I hired about 130 men or so. I don't believe this. I don't believe this. Oh my God.
There you go.
I don't.
You got it? There you go.
This way? I just don't believe this at all because I was a private person. From the time I was 20 years old, I was working in the woods logging. Then at 23, I got a bulldozer and I logged. I had several men working for me. And I bought a sawmill. I built it up. I had about 100 men in it. It was the largest in Benton County. But I still run a bulldozer all my life. From the day I was 23 till the day I was 90, I run a bulldozer. I did. I can't understand this. Why I come down here to die? That's remarkable. I think of a man, his name, I can't remember it now, but he wrote a poem, and it's "Even This Will Pass Away." Have you ever heard this poem? Even this will pass away? You have?
Believe it or not.
Once in Persia reigned a king, who upon his signet ring carved a maxim, true and wise, which if held before the eyes, gave him counsel at a glance, fit for every change and chance. Solemn words, and these were they: even this will pass away. Trains of camels through the lands brought him gems from Samarkand. Fleets of galleys through the seas brought him pearls to match with these. But he counted not his gain, treasures of the minor main. What is wealth, the king would say, even this will pass away. In the revels of his court, at the zenith of the sport, when the palms of all his guests burned with cappings at his jest, he among his figs and wine cried, "O loving friends of mine, pleasure comes, but not to stay. Even this will pass away." What the heck was it? What was it now? In the rebel, no. I can't remember this now, but I knew it.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, you remember more than I would.
Struck with palsy, sere and old, waiting at the gates of gold, said he with his dying breath, "This is life, but what is death?" Then in answer to the king fell a sunbeam on his ring, guided by the heavenly ray. Even this will pass away. And that was...
Wow. Thank you.
I have another little song. I have a lady in Elsie, Oregon. I have a foundation, and I give scholarships to several high school children, graduates, to go to college. I spend over $2.5 million a year, and she takes care of it. Takes care of it for me in Elsie, Oregon. Her name is Susie Sapp. And I have a song about Susie Sapp. I don't know if I should say it or not.
Go ahead.
Susie Lee done fell in love. She planned to marry Joe. She was so happy about it all, she told her pappy so. Her pappy says, "Susie, child, you'll have to get another. I didn't want your ma to know, but Joe is your half-brother." So Susie set aside her Joe and planned to marry Will. But when she told her pappy this, he said, "There's trouble still. You can't marry Will, my child, but please don't tell your mother, but Will and Joe and several more are your half-brothers." But Mama knew and said, "My child, just do what makes you happy. So marry Will or marry Joe. You ain't no kin to pappy."
Got any more?
Stan,
Though I was a logger,
Stan,
I had a sawmill. It was the largest in Benton County. I had several hundred people working for me, but I come down here to die, and that's the end of it, you know.
In a couple of weeks, Stan drove up to Oregon by himself.
Yes.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I still drive to Oregon. My car broke down, and I left it to my 3 sons, and I told them to sell the damn thing and get rid of it and keep the money. I don't even want to see either one of them. So I flew back down here a little while ago. Yeah. I can't believe this is happening, really, because I'm an old man, and I've never had anything like this, you know. I just had a sawmill and logging outfit. I had a lot of men working for me. I really did.
Stan,
I
you should thank your friend Norman Cole for getting all of us together.
He should thank his friend Mr. Bones. He's been waiting there for 20 years. You see Mr. Bones?
Oh, Mr. Bones, yeah.
Why don't you tell him Jack and Jill, and then give me back the microphone.
Yeah. I have a girl that takes care of me. Her name is Darlene Goodman. She lives just a block from me. And now she drives me around and take care of me, keep me from falling. Because I do fall. I fell 4 times down here and nearly died on the last one.
Oh, no.
Be careful.
Well,
Okay.
we're glad you didn't, or we wouldn't be able to have a party.
I hit hard, pretty hard, you know. I still have a few brains left in my head.
Oh, good.
You landed on your head. That's to save you.
I think Norm has some additional plans.
I come down here to Carefree years ago in 1972.
Wow.
And I liked it so well, I figured I'd come down here to live the rest of my life when I got too old, and I did.
Well, good.
Yeah,
Good.
I did.
Congratulations.
This is a wonderful place. And I love these old people here. All you old people. But this is wonderful.
I think Norm has some additional singing planned for you.
This is wonderful. I didn't ever believe I would get something like this. This is wonderful.
Here's your bag of goodies.
My relatives won't believe this
You hear me?
because I come to the town of Carefree because I love the people in it. This is wonderful.
I had some comments. To tell you the truth, they'd be very shallow after the comments that Stan made. So I'm going to drop it. We're going to have another cheer. I want everybody to know there's water and there are donuts over there. Please help yourself. There are these 2 portraits of Stan. If you'll sign on the bottom section, the white section, so I don't want you writing across his nose or anything like that. And everybody have a good time. Thank you.
Have some more cheers for you. You'll want to watch these. You'll want to watch these cheers.
Cheerleaders. Cheer.
What's the cheer?
I can't believe it.
Okay.
Oh my God.
One on the bottom.
Yeah, who's the best
I'd like to introduce these ladies.
Bob Nyberg couldn't come, but he sent you.
Oh, yeah?
gave you this.
Number 3 is
You know, I
Catherine.
saw his wife when he was in the hospital.
Number
in
2 is Jackie.
That was Freeman. That's
Number
Douglas
1
Freeman.
is Mary. And they are the pink ladies.
England. Hey, he's the best couple in the world, even if he isn't Englishman.
Stand, the century man. We want you on our side. And I want to know how you look so doggone young. What's your secret, Stan?
What kind of
Want to do
face
Q&A?
do
Do Q&A?
Yeah.
Mr. Stan,
70-year-old.
Mr. Bones sends his best to you.
Yeah, Mr. Bones. I sat by him once, several times. I sat by him. That's what I'm going to look like one of these days.
All right, you want to hear what I wrote? The date was September 11th, the year 1917, a Tuesday. It was noon. The weather was clear. The fall air was cool and crisp. The immense forest jammed full of Douglas fir, giant pines, all reaching and stretching skyward as much as 150 feet. In diameters, up to 12 feet. These are really big trees. They shared a small column of light, trying to reach the ground. It was always the look and the light of sundown. Wild animals prowled the dark forest floor. Wolves, black bear, coyotes, deer, and elk, looking for breakfast, dinner, or just a snack. The victims, rabbits, squirrels, little chipmunks, carefully making their way, always looking for water and food to sustain them, trying not to become breakfast, dinner, or a small snack. The trees were home to owls, woodpeckers, eagles, and an assortment of flying friendlies. Singing a symphony without benefit of a conductor, maybe Mother Nature was there waving a baton. It just so happened, or it was ordained, that a single shaft of light reached the ground. It fell on a blue and yellow hand-woven blanket covering something. Wait a minute. Blue and yellow, a blanket, obviously handmade. That's an Indian blanket, made by the squaws of, I thought they were all gone, the Wat Cookie tribe. I heard there might be some of them left and they live deep in the forest. If that is true, and it looks like it is, they have a ceremony that they do whenever a baby is born on the forest land. The child is wrapped in their tribal blanket and left alone deep in the forest to be initiated into the tribe, alone for 24 hours. Somehow the child was brought to them and placed there to spend the night all alone. Then the legend said the animals of the forest came to the site and in their own way welcomed him into the forest, the tribe, and the Indian nation. I thought it was just a story, but this must be what happened. Look here. I know something about animal tracks, and here we have black bear, bull moose, coyote, skunk, weasel, sheep, rabbit. My God, there must be tracks from every forest living animal. This is incredible. And bird stuff, eagle, hawk, woodpecker, butterfly, cricket, everything. They all came here to this spot, to this baby, and left their acceptance card. It's amazing. It was beginning to get messy. What a beautiful parade of welcome and acceptance into the tribe, the forest, the world. He is destined to live here, to work here, to sleep here among the animals as one of their equal, probably as a prince of the Wat-Cookie tribe. He will live a long life, many, many moons, have sons, speak our language, be admired by many, many animals, people, and accountants. He will have magical powers. Hold on there, sir. You expect us to believe that a baby might be rolled up in that blue and yellow blanket? And even those two large wolves were somehow involved, like the Roman ones? I think they were called Romeglade and Uncle Remus or something like that. Hold on there. Let's read the note. It was pinned on the blue and yellow blanket. I read from the note attached. To whom it may concern, let me explain. As much as it hurts me as a mother and as a human being, I must leave my son here in this forest. I know that the loggers who work here will return in the morning, and that one of them will take my man-child and give him a life much better than I am able to do. My son's name is Ivan Stanley. I named him after two of my favorite people, Ivan the Terrible of Russia, and Stan Laurel, after the hero with Laurel and Hardy. Of course, you are free to name him as you choose, but I would prefer that you do not call him Donald. But it's your choice. Take him home. Raise him as a man, giving him a life of love, decent food, clothing, a pony, a shotgun, a Swiss Army knife, a cell phone, and 100 shares of Amazon. Maybe a puppy. The puppy could be called Oliver. Sadly, I cannot do these things for him. And so it happened. Ivan Stanley soon became Stan. He rode his pony Trixie to school. He studied hard and became the pride of the one-room schoolhouse. He grew up, became a logger, rode a bulldozer, dug out ponds, made roads, moved monster trees, always with his blue and yellow blanket by his side. He became friends with the forest animals, with the forest, acorns, leaves, twigs, woodpeckers, and sawdust. Now here he is, 100 years old, the pride of Carefree, Arizona, as well as his birthplace, Willamette, Oregon. He has a talent for conquering whatever challenge he faces with his motto, "Bring it on, people, bring it on." Thank you.
I lived in the woods. I slept in the woods 4 nights out of the week. I ran a bulldozer from the day I was 23 till the day I was 90, hauling in logs to the trucks. I could haul in from 15 loads to 18 loads a day. Loads of logs to the logging trucks every day. I did that most of my life. Yeah. I have a foundation that I give over $2 million a year to high school students in four high schools to go to college. The woman that I have lives in LC. Her name is Sue Sapp, and she does that faithfully every year. Over $2 million of my foundation money she spends to high school students in 4 little high schools in Oregon.
The
Make college kids out of them,
anybody want to
so
use
they
it?
can become lawyers, so they can go to Washington, D.C., so they can make more laws to come back and tell me how to live.
Makes sense.
Would anybody like to, is this on?
Yes.
Would anybody like to have a special birthday message for Stan? You can have the microphone.
I'm gonna give him one. I'm gonna
Okay,
start.
Kevin, come on.
I'm gonna start. I know Martha's gonna want to give
All
one
right.
Martha and I have known Stan for a while now. We walk our dogs down here. We've got 3 dogs. And he calls us, we have 3 dogs, right? 3 dogs? He calls us Martha and her 4 dogs. Martha and her 4 dogs. I tried one day, during the summer, he was walking back, and it was like 109 degrees in the morning. And we tried to get you in the car. And you're like, no, I'm going to walk, even though my knee hurts and my hip hurts, whatever. And I said, Stan, you can be the 5th dog. Martha and the 5 dogs. And he still refused. So we made sure it got home. But anyway, it's Martha and the 4 dogs. We're going to make a group out of that one day. Thank you. Who's next? Martha and the 4 dogs. Oh, no, thank you.
I love dogs.
Happy birthday, Stan.
Happy birthday.
They're man's business.
Just wanted to wish you a happy birthday, Stan. The offer's still open. If you want to ride on the motorcycle, we'll go 100 miles an hour on your 100th birthday.
Go, go, Stan. Go, go, go.
Oh, here he is. Here he is. Yes, sir. Here he is, boys.
Thank you.
Who's next? Should we send the sheriff on a wild goose chase so you can do those?
They won't catch me.
All right. Okay. Anyone else?
My guys,
Plenty of donuts and
I
water.
sure made a
Thank
lot
you all
of
for
friends
coming.
here. I love them all.
Donuts and water are available, and Norm says thanks for coming. Thank you all.
More music.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Stan. Happy birthday to you.
I have absolutely no idea how to do that.
I don't understand it all. I don't understand it all.
Oh, you don't have to.
It's like a big old tree. You don't need to understand it.
Who gave you that hat? Where'd you get that hat?
My son.
Oh, that's hysterical.
My son.
Yeah, look this way.
Hi, I'm Stephen. I'm Constance Bedell. I see you in the post office a lot. And you talk to me a lot, so happy birthday. My dad almost made it to 100. He was 98. Happy birthday.
How you be, kid? Good. How about you?